The commissioning of MyValak CFI ventilation units is quick as the air flows are adjusted as total air flows. There is no need to use fan curves or calculate percentages. The commissioning can be completed with the unit's control panel or with a computer connected to the ventilation unit. On this video, we will show you step by step how the commissioning is done on a computer. The commissioning process is similar with the control panel, but it is not possible to save and use the installation file. When you commission a ventilation unit with the MyValak's home user interface, connect the ventilation unit to the computer with a network cable. We recommend using the latest MyValak software version. At the start of the commissioning, select whether you are using a previously created installation file or starting a new commissioning. On this video, we will first complete the commissioning with option 2, and then with the help of an installation file. First, select the setup language and airflow unit. Set the time and date. The ventilation unit's maximum airflow depends on the duct system's pressure loss. You can determine the unit's true maximum airflow with a test. You can also skip the test and use the default value. Before starting the test, make sure that all supply and extract air valves are fully open. Wait for the airflow adjustment to finish. Note that the duration of the adjustment of the maximum airflow may vary in different locations. Set the airflows for the at-home mode. You can use the slide switches or write the number on the assigned space. Keep the humidity and carbon dioxide controls on. The sensors do not impact the functioning of the unit during commissioning. The unit starts to measure the airflows. This will take a while, so please be patient. When the gray texts turn black, the measured air volumes are close to the set air volumes. The changing numbers will tell you when the set air volumes have been reached. At this point, adjust all room-specific supply and extract air valves to reach the desired air flows. The unit will keep the total airflow you set earlier the same, unless you change it. After adjusting and measuring the at-home air flows and adjusting the air valves, start the calibration. During the calibration, the unit will measure the maximum air flow. After the calibration, move on to the next phase during which you will adjust the air flows for the away and boost modes. The ventilation unit will set the air flows of the away mode 30% lower than those of the at-home mode. If necessary, you can adjust the settings for the supply and extract air flows, but do not change the air valves adjustment positions. Wait until the set air flows have been reached. Ventilation unit will set the air flows of the boost mode 30% higher than those of the at-home mode. You can adjust the supply and extract air flow settings again, but do not touch the air valves anymore. When you have reached the set air flows, you can move on to the custom mode settings. The custom mode can be used in special situations, such as the short-term compensation of temporary depression caused by a fireplace or cooker hood. During compensation, the difference between supply and extract air flows is not recommended to exceed 30%. You can make all other necessary adjustments in optional settings. Definitions of the relay settings can be seen next to the menu when the setting has been selected. Under external inputs, you can add, for example, the programmable input to compensate for the change in pressure caused by a central vacuum system or a cooker hood. You can find more information by selecting the I button in the menu. More information about the various settings is available in the ventilation unit's written commissioning instructions. When the selections have been made, select Next to see a summary of the settings. You can download the summary as a PDF file and attach it to the measurement log. On the summary page, you can also download the installation file. This will make commissioning faster in similar locations. Select Finish to complete the commissioning. If you want to change the air flows or other settings after the commissioning, go back to the setup mode and start from the beginning. If you want to use settings made earlier in a similar location, you can use the installation file. At the start of commissioning, retrieve the installation file from your computer. The unit will use the settings selected earlier and take you directly to the summary page. Select Finish to complete the commissioning. The commissioning of the myValak CFI ventilation unit is now complete.